welcome to Variant One Shot. I just got back from seeing Batman v Superman, so of course I have to give you all my thoughts on it, which will be spoiler free unless otherwise stated. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. First off, you guys know I'm a huge Batman fan. As I always say, he's my favorite fictional character. Hence the Batman hat, hence the Batman t-shirt. Anyway, being a huge Batman fan and a pretty big Superman fan, I was extremely excited for this movie. It was actually my most anticipated movie of this year, because on top of the obvious Batman fighting Superman, this movie is also setting up for the Justice League. But enough talking about how much I was looking forward to this movie. You want to know what I thought about it. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I also didn't hate it. It falls in the middle for me. The reason why I didn't love it is because the movie definitely has a lot of problems in my opinion. But on the flip side of that, I didn't hate it because there's a lot of awesome moments as well. But let's start with what I didn't like. I thought the pacing of the movie was slow. Like there were several times where I was like, okay, hurry up, let's get to some cooler moments or stuff I care about. That's not to say all I want is action every single second, it just means I think the pacing and writing could have been better to make me care about those moments leading up to the huge action scenes. Another complaint about this movie is that I personally think they threw too much stuff in it that didn't need to be in it. For example, I personally think there was absolutely no reason whatsoever for Doomsday to be in this movie. Like none at all. I just think it was a waste of a character who was easily one of the coolest Superman villains. I also didn't like the way they portrayed Doomsday, from the way he was created all the way to the way he looks. I just wasn't a fan. My biggest complaint is that this movie should have been solely about Batman versus Superman. Don't get me wrong, that is a huge part of the movie, but when they finally get to their confrontation, as cool as the fight scene is, it's super quick. That should have been the boss fight for this movie, and it wasn't, and that just makes me kinda sad. I mean, the thing they've been pushing with this movie is Batman versus Superman. It's the title of the film, and it's not even the main battle. It's a quick fight that leads to the main battle. I just feel like it could have been way more epic. Again, when they fought, it was great, and I was fanboying out the whole time, but I just wish it was the main focus of the movie. And lastly, I felt that Lex Luthor could have been portrayed way better. I would have liked to see a more classic, stern, intimidating Lex Luthor, like a version of Lex Luthor from the Justice League cartoons. That would have been great. But enough talking about what I didn't like. Let's talk about what I did like. First off, Batman was amazing. Ben Affleck, hands down, is the best live action Batman yet. His fighting was awesome, he looks awesome, the Batmobile was awesome, just everything involving Batman was great. And I really like the way they portrayed his voice. The whole voice changer thing was a great idea. I will say there is some questioning stuff about his moral code, which is a little off, but if you see the movie, you'll know what I mean. Henry Cavill as Superman was also good. If you liked him in Man of Steel, you're gonna like him in this. Wonder Woman was also enjoyable. I'm excited for her solo film, and man was I geeking out hard when Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman finally teamed up. It was something quite literally I've been waiting for since I was a child. And spoiler alert, it's probably a small spoiler and some of you already know about it already, but it was awesome seeing brief cameos of Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman. We actually get a pretty good glimpse of each of them, which makes me super excited to see Justice League. Hopefully it's like the comics and cartoons, but on the big screen. In summary, I wanted to love this movie, but I can't say that I did. Did I like several things about it? Sure did. Did I have several complaints about it? I do. But I still like the movie. There's lots of cool stuff in it, especially if you're a big DC fan. And here's hoping I love Justice League Part 1.